Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss reproduction in plants. Children, reproductive part of the plant is flower. In class 6, you have learned reproduction is of two types. First is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Okay, children, first we are going to discuss asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, only one parent is required, okay, needed, resulting in offspring that are exact copies of their parent, okay. In plant, asexual reproduction takes place without seeds. Now come to the sexual one. Here two parents are required, male and female. Male and female. And offsprings, they are not exact copies of their parents. So these are the two differences in sexual and asexual reproduction. First, we are going to discuss asexual reproduction. There are different ways asexual reproduction takes place. First is fragmentation. Fragmentation takes place in very lower kind of organism like algae. I'm taking the example of Spirogyra. Okay, it is filamentous. When we observe it in the microscope, it looks like this. The fragments are there. Okay, these are chlorophyll band. In fragmentation, the body of the parent breaks into distinct pieces. Like this piece, when it matures, it breaks from the parent body and new organism start growing. Like it is going to behave like new organism and then it start growing. So this way, this process is what? Fragmentation, and this takes place in lower organism like Spirogyra. Now second, we are coming to the budding. Okay. That second, we are going to discuss budding. Budding also takes place in lower organism. Bud-like projection takes place, like example, yeast. Example, yeast. This is yeast. When the yeast cell becomes mature, bud-like projection takes place. And what happened, whatever the cytoplasm is there, that also shift in the bud, and this nucleus elongates. Okay? And then the constrictions take place. Cytoplasm is there and nucleus is also there, and later on two daughter cells are formed of yeast. So budding takes place in yeast. Okay. It also takes place in sponges and corals. Now third, we are going to discuss spore formation. Third method of asexual reproduction is spore formation. Children, you must have seen molds on bread, mushrooms and all. So they reproduce by asexual method and by spore formation. First, what is a spore? A spore is a tiny spherical unicellular body protected by a thick wall. Protected by a thick wall. Okay. It grows into a new plant when it gets favorable condition like moisture, food and all, warmth. Then what happens? This wall, it dissolves and the baby comes out. It takes place in ferns also, mosses, and molds also. Okay. Now next we are going to discuss vegetative propagation. Other method of reproduction is vegetative propagation. In vegetative propagation, like plant grows, a new plant grows from different parts of the plant. Okay, what is vegetative propagation? When new plants are produced from the vegetative parts. And what are vegetative parts? Stem, root, branches, leaves. These are what? Vegetative parts. Okay. So when new plants are produced from the vegetative parts of the mother plant, such as root, stem, or leaves, without the help of any reproductive part like flowers. So this is called vegetative propagation. I'm going to tell you like first tuber. Tuber is example of tuber is potato. It is an underground stem. Potato grows like you have seen, you must have seen eyes. A new bud comes from the eyes. Potato is underground stem. Why do we call it stem? Because it has nodes. These are nodes. A new bud comes from these eyes. These are nodes. A new bud comes out, and when we cut and we sow, a new plant comes out. Okay. So this is what by tuber. Second, I am going to tell you bulb. Onion is a bulb. It is also underground stem. Onion is a bulb. This is a stem. These are root. And these are fleshy leaves. These leaves, when we sow, you have seen sometime this leaf come out, and green leaf, we call that a spring onion. Okay, this way it grows into a new plant. This comes out and stores food and it forms a new plant. So this is what bulb. Next is underground, example of underground stem, ginger. Ginger also, children, you must have seen these lines are there. They are what? Nodes, a new but come from these nodes and it turned into new plant. Okay. Now, next example of vegetative reproduction, I am going to tell you that some plants like strawberry and jasmine, grasses. Children, you must have seen when we sow grasses, we sow always at distance. But after some times, what happened? The whole garden covers with the grass. How these stems, they like touch the ground and they grow what? Roots, adventitious roots, and new plants develop from these branches. This way, the whole garden is covered by grass. Okay. So, such as strawberry and grasses, the main plant develops new side roots. These are what? Side shoots, which have buds that grow into a new plant. Now, next example is of uh, leaves. Like some plants, they grow by, children, you must have heard about bryophyllum leaf. Okay. From the notch of these, you are seeing these are the notches in the leaf. From each notch, the baby plant grows Okay, when it matures, it drops and it turns into a new plant. Okay, now we are going to discuss artificial vegetative reproduction. Artificial method, children, now we know that plants can grow from the vegetative part. So we are also growing artificially. So artificial methods we are going to discuss. First method is grafting. First is grafting. What takes place in grafting? In this method, we commonly used in horticulture to develop new variety of fruit plants. It consists of keeping a twig or bud of one plant, like the plant which is having bud. Okay, like we want to grow this plant and we call it scion. SCION. Okay, we cut it like this and we place this scion in stalk. This is stalk, base plant, that is called stalk. Okay, this scion we are going to place here and we tie it. It has bud, we tie it, and after few days we will find the tissue of the stalk and scion joined together to form one plant. The stalk supplies food to the scion. Okay, essential nutrient to the scion. This method helps to develop new varieties of combining the features of two plants. Like in one plants, we can grow different varieties of roses. You must have heard the name of Kalimullah Khan. He is growing different variety of plant by this grafting method. In one plant, he has grown so many varieties of mangoes, okay, by this grafting method. And we can also grow many different colors of flower in one plant by grafting method. Now next is cutting. This is very simple. Like a strawberry and rose, what we do, we cut the stem of one plant in which bud and all are there, and we sow in the suitable season like rainy season. And what happened? It start producing roots and a new plant developed by stem cutting. Next is layering, children. Like previously I told you grass, same way we can grow new plant by layering method like strawberry. Okay, a young plant is bent toward the ground and covered with the moist soil. What we can do when plant is there, like bougainvillea, I want to grow more bougainvillea. I will take one stem and I will turn it and just put a soil over it. Okay, like this. Okay, here we are going to put some soil. After some days, a few weeks, we find that it develops root. Now we cut it from here, a new plant developed by the method of layering. Okay, mint we can also grow by this method. Now next is very important and very modern method, that is tissue culture. Tissue culture. In this method, children, this is very advanced method. In this method, a piece of tissue is cut. What we cut? Piece of tissue from the growing tip of plant. The cells are separated and kept in a nutrient medium under controlled condition. Like first we are going to take tissue and we are going to keep the tissues in nutrient medium, okay, in controlled condition. This is the nutrient medium which contains hormones and all. The nutrient medium contains hormones that make the cell divide. The cells, it takes because of hormone present in that, it divide into group of cells. Okay. And divide and form groups of cell. Roots also develop. So in this, roots also develop. Just you see here, the roots are developed. Now we are going to place these groups of cells into other nutrient medium where they are going to develop these cells. They are going to develop shoot. And then we take each plantlet and we sow in the soil. Roots already there. Now shoot is also developed. Small plantlets we are going to sow. These are then kept in a different nutrient medium containing hormone that enables shoot to develop. The different pair plantlets can now be grown in pots of soil. Okay, so by this chrysanthemum orchids we grow by this method. Now, what are the advantages of vegetative reproduction? It allows them, first we are going to discuss advantages, then disadvantages. It allows them to produce new plants quickly using plant parts. Using plant parts take less time than waiting for like seeds to grow. For example, fruit plants grown by this method. Okay, the plants produced by this method are exact copies of the parent. Same genes are there. Like if we like any quality of mango, and same quality we will get by this method. Plants propagate vegetatively usually need less attention. Like seed, in the case of seed, they require more attention, but in this case, in vegetative propagation, they require less attention. New varieties of plants having required characteristics can be developed by this method. Actually, like I told you, that we can develop new varieties also, like hybrid, we can grow hybrid varieties. Okay, what are the disadvantages? All plants have the undesirable characteristics of the parent plant. So like some parents, they plant, they are having any undesirable characteristics. So by if this, as I told you, they get the genes of the parent, same characteristic. So some undesirable characteristics also come in the baby plant. Okay, and germs can get passed from the parent plant to the offspring. So these are the disadvantages. So that's all, children. Thank you.